Lyft recently offered me a fantastic earnings guarantee, so let's talk about it. I received this email at the beginning of the month. It says $1,400 guaranteed. Hi Joe, we miss you and so do your riders. As a little incentive to get you back on the road, we'd like to offer you $1,400 guaranteed when you give at least 60 rides in your first 28 days back. So first off, always be on the lookout for these guarantee offers. I almost let this one slip through the cracks. I occasionally get emails from Lyft and I see these bonus offers. I have gotten bonus offers in the past, but they have not been nearly to this level. So I actually let a full week pass before I took a look again at this email to see the terms and exactly what I needed to do to earn this $1,400 guarantee. I only needed to give 60 rides over a 28-day period, a full month. And with how I drive, I knew that it would only take a few days to attain this, 3 at the most. And again, they offered this to me because they wanted me back on the platform. I hadn't driven for Lyft for nearly a year. And basically, it's because they aren't offering me bonuses consistently. Uber is. Uber also has upfront pricing for drivers in my market. Lyft does not. Okay, so again, the offer was $1,400 in guaranteed earnings for giving at least 60 rides. And my assumption is that I was going to earn right around $600 for these 60 rides. So Lyft was going to have to probably bonus me at least $800. Now in that $600 earnings assumption that I made, that included everything, tips, the fuel surcharge, but when Lyft paid out my bonus, they only included my earnings on rides alone. They did not include tips, they did not include the fuel surcharge. And the first couple of days that I drove for Lyft, it was quite a bit slower than Uber. And in those 2 days, I gave 38 rides in nearly 19 hours of online time. I had $359.15 in total earnings, and $286.04 were on ride earnings alone. And then the next day I drove, which was the following week, was when I qualified for the earnings guarantee. My ride earnings alone were $206.32, and then you can see the bonus. The bonus was $902.55. Again, I was assuming that this earnings guarantee would include tips and the fuel surcharge. It did not. So my ride earnings alone were about $497. Lyft had to bonus me over $900 to reach that $1,400 guarantee. Again, make sure you keep your eyes peeled for these. This one almost slipped through the cracks for me. This is the best bonus I have ever gotten driving for Lyft. And just a heads up, the bonus did show up a day after I earned the guarantee. It didn't show up right away. But for me personally, this was a great way to come back to Lyft. They hadn't been offering me bonuses for the better part of a year. That's why I have not been driving for them and been driving exclusively for Uber. Now, as far as my experience driving with Lyft after not driving with them for nearly a year, like I said, it was definitely slower than Uber. With Lyft, I gave about 2 rides per hour of online time. With Uber, typically I'm giving about 3 rides per hour. So that's an additional ride per hour. Now with Lyft, that means it was near requests. So I was accepting almost every single ride. My acceptance rate is right around 80%. With Uber, I get so many requests. My acceptance rate currently is 40%, but that's also because we have upfront pricing for drivers here in Minneapolis and St. Paul. So there's a lot of requests, even nearby requests, that may be longer rides that aren't paying out as well, that I will decline those requests. So that's why my acceptance rate is at that 40%. Now, there were some hiccups with Lyft. Again, it's hard to be upset after getting a $900 bonus, but prior to receiving that bonus, Lyft sent me an email for not accepting enough rides, even though at the time my acceptance rate was 77%. This was really surprising and annoying, quite frankly. They also sent me a cancellation notice. I canceled like 2 rides out of 70 some requests, and they sent me a cancellation notice. With Uber, they would never send me stuff like this, especially if my acceptance rate was as high as it was and I only canceled 2 rides. It felt like Lyft was really trying to hold my hand. Now again, this was a great way to incentivize me to return driving on the Lyft platform, but I'm not going to continue driving for Lyft. First, they don't offer consistent bonuses. Also, they don't offer upfront pricing for drivers here in Minneapolis and St. Paul. Uber offers that. So Uber's offering consistent bonuses. They have upfront pricing for drivers. It's a no-brainer who I should be driving for in my market. And also, like I said, Lyft is just significantly slower. 2 rides per hour is pretty solid, but like I say, with Uber, I'm giving an additional ride per hour. So I'm achieving my bonus. I'm giving those rides in a lot less time than I would be on Lyft. Again, I want to thank Lyft for offering me this bonus. A $900 bonus on only 60 rides is fantastic. And if Lyft does want me to come back and start driving for them more consistently, you have to offer bonuses, and you also have to offer that upfront pricing for drivers. And still under those conditions, I would compare my earnings with Lyft and Uber and see who I'm earning more consistently with and drive for that platform. But this is the only way Lyft can stay competitive, at least in my market, for drivers. But what about you guys? Have you received an offer or a guarantee like this? Again, keep your eyes peeled on your email so you don't let an offer like this slip through the cracks like I almost did. Thanks again for watching. Please like, comment, or subscribe, and drive safe. Thanks.